And it was at the darkest moment, right? When suddenly everything just switched.
After 5 days in a coma.
After 5 days in a coma.
That BBC World News. Am I supposed to be hearing something now?
You should.
Okay. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
And this is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That?
See That.
We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new
gangster.
Baby. And if you don't know, now you know. Now you know. Now you know. And we also got to let you know this, that the views expressed. Here we go. Right. Boom,
The Tampa Bay Buzz is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Carrie Festa Radio, 99 Jams, its ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners. Enjoy the show.
All right. And we hear y'all. Yeah, man. So it was a 1-year-old baby that got shot. Did y'all see that over the
Walmart?
Yeah.
Over some Pampers.
And
allegedly.
And really what it is it's over policing. It's a lot of things happening at once. And the Walmart is not closed.
So you think the Walmart should be closed?
No, I don't think the Walmart should be closed, but I think the Walmart they got some responsibility. I think, even when people are shoplifting, even when people are stealing, it's not a life and death thing.
Right.
And,
right.
It seems that, the mom said, it was young mom too. I posted it on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
I think I saw it. Yeah.
And the mom was like, I held my baby up to let them know that we had a baby in the car.
Right.
And, they still, with the shooting.
Yeah.
And I think it's real out there, man. And it's been protests and marches every day out there.
Yeah, and I saw the little town. It was like I'm trying to remember where it was, but I did the demographics. It's like 8,000 people in the town, 40% black, and now it's almost like what was happening with Ferguson. How they, after these shootings, they start highlighting all of the other issues that they've been having with the police in that area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For this whole time anyway. But it was just definitely a crazy.
And when something like this happened,
mm-hmm.
That it is, underlining issues already.
Yeah.
It goes without saying because
that something else was happening in this town.
Yeah. And this is Oklahoma. Prior Oklahoma is where it happened at.
Not Senatoba, Mississippi. Where was it?
Says the 1-year-old was killed on Tuesday, June 4th, after being struck. Oh no, that's a different one.
Yeah, I think they was in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Senatoba or somewhere, Mississippi, and it got my attention. That's why I said when I saw it was a Mississippi child. They said it was a law enforcement incident. The family and authorities are giving different accounts of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Senatoba, Mississippi.
And they're saying that it was like differing versions of what was happening in the communities actually demanding answers. They want to know what what really went down.
Videotape.
So even I don't care what went down, to be honest. Nothing was worth his life.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, nothing was worth his life. Nothing in that store was worth to pull a gun and take the baby life. Anybody life.
Yeah.
Nothing in that store is worth a life.
True. I saw one article where it was saying that the bystanders were saying that the police were alleging that the vehicle was moving towards them, almost like Tyron Lewis.
Yeah,
Remember
you see the vehicle moving away from them.
Yeah. Yeah, so they said, according to authorities, the shooting occurred in a Walmart parking lot in Senatoba, Mississippi. A 1-year-old was killed. Police initially described the incident as involving an exchange of gunfire between adults. Now we know that that's not true. As investigators began releasing information, questions quickly emerged about exactly what happened and who was responsible. The witnesses at the scene have began speaking publicly. Some witness accounts differ from the portions of the initial narrative that was circulating. It also reminds us of something important. It says major incidents are chaotic, and look, they say information changes, memories differ, and facts emerge over time.
It will.
But messed up part about it, and there's a lot of messed up parts about it. So
yes.
Let me just start there. It's a lot of things converging at once,
because
you can believe people ain't stealing Pampers for fun, right?
Yeah.
People need this stuff, right? The allegations.
Yeah, and that's the other part of the allegation. They said she actually paid for it, but it looked like she was stealing Pampers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
but again, go back to what Jabbar said. If she was stealing Pampers, that's a need for her child.
Yeah.
This ain't no random like I'm stealing a TV or I'm sending something for entertainment.
These are essential items. Yeah, these essential items.
And again, not worth anybody's life.
No, absolutely not worth.
Not a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
The Walmart has been temporarily closed following the investigation. They've been shooting tear gas. It got funky. There's a lot of funky videos out here with that thing.
As a result of what's happened.
And I just know how small towns is. I know they need that Walmart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they map look like. I don't know what, they food deserts look like. But I know how this stuff goes, and
in a town with 8,400 people,
what they call it, collateral damage going on.
Yeah, and so the Walmart hasn't been shut down. Or, like, are they?
It's closed. The people is out there every day. If it's 8,000, a good 2,000 of them out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it was like 40% black people in this town,
and if they having issues with law enforcement. Times like this, just like I just related, right, like you said, to Tyrone Lewis.
Yeah.
Right? That was the straw that broke the camel back. The police had been stepping on people's head around here for years.
Yeah.
Like, people never want to talk about that.
Yeah.
It was a lot
like it didn't just happen that day.
Yes, it was
what happened that day didn't happen that day.
No, it was a lot of police brutality in this city.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And
the green team pulling up, snatching people.
Yeah, the regular team was pulling up, snatching people.
Like, I just remember like putting their foot on people's necks. Like, they be like,
it was excessive.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
The police know it.
Yeah.
Let's cut the, you know what I'm saying? And what happened is that pent up frustration is exploding on them just like it exploded here.
Yeah. No, that's right. And one of the questions that came in was like, with these developing stories, how should the media handle these developing stories when the facts are emerging? Because originally the narrative was, she was stealing Pampers. And again, all of the things are true. It don't matter what she was stealing. Nobody should have died over some shoplifting.
No.
Like, that's, I think, stable datum and something that we can't even argue, right? Like, if it was whatever it was in that store, it didn't require, somebody losing their
But they
life.
know that, and this is why they're trying to now do the self-defense.
Yeah.
Like,
what role does the media have in that? Like, to be able to, like, not ride these narratives, or, you know what I'm saying? Charlie Funk, thank you. They just need to kick the facts. Yeah.
Well, you know what? The social media, what media happens is the story start to get in, and they take whatever somebody says from the beginning, and then
they're taking these official releases more than likely, like whatever the police said was how the story started. Right, like the first story they published is probably not the witness's story.
No, it's not really the witness story. They're on the scene and they're trying to figure it out. So now they're just like us. They're fishing for the information, and whoever gives it to you, that's kind of how they end up airing it. But the problem is, everybody wants to be the first one to tell the story.
Yeah.
So there's no like, hey, we're gonna give a 4-hour cap.
Like a filter or great before we
release this stuff, we're gonna, before we give any facts on this story, we're gonna do this gap.
Like some due diligence in reporting.
Like that, though.
Yeah.
I know.
Like that.
That's the problem.
And I think a lot of the issues is they complicit.
Yeah.
Like these are silent partnerships and agreements, right?
Yeah.
The media is, a part of what helping us look bad. Without the media, it wouldn't be as much demonization of people as there is.
The demonization happens in the media.
And so that demonization helps police get funding. because they so scared of whatever they scared of.
Yeah.
Whatever they seen in the news.
Yeah.
And the news ain't tell them that it was the other guy. See, the news ain't tell you to watch out for that boy who got that thing in his backpack, shooting up everything. But neither here nor there.
You know, it's just really crazy when you look at stuff like, so that video, and then we're looking at the video of Carmelo Anthony coming around, right?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they do have some more videos.
And they're showing it,
yeah.
and the fact that
The one with him running?
With him running,
Okay.
and then to do it, people still want to paint a picture of him some type of way with this video, like, oh, this AI. Oh no, y'all
They're
gotta
not
be
accepting
crazy.
the video with him.
No,
yeah.
they're not.
Yeah. Wow.
And so, like, regardless of it's their perception of what happened, even when they get the information, depending on what media source, it's gonna be how you get it. Like, we get it first, we're painting it one way, or we're saying it one way, and then, you know, white media unfortunately get it. And if they are not people friendly, let's say that, we become the target regardless of what happens.
And that's another part of this piece too, right? Because you have like mainstream media that paints these pictures, set these narratives, but then you have social media, and in the social media narratives and the stuff that people start, like dots that people start connecting, theories people start introducing, and a lot of people rely on social media for their news. What are your thoughts on that?
It can be helpful and hurtful.
Okay.
Because people go down these rabbit holes. Some people, they'll take you somewhere and it's 100% wrong. But
sounds good. Sound real good. Sound real good. You be like, wow.
But to be honest, the social media is where we getting a lot of the truth from.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I agree.
It get a lot of bad talk, right? But that's just kind of how they do to shut it down.
Yeah.
Oh, don't listen to that. That's just conspiracy theory. Theory. And then come out all the conspiracy theories true.
Yeah.
Some of the harshest facts on a lot of these cases did not come from the media. It came from social media, somebody doing a blog,
the actual facts,
doing a report.
Yeah.
And the story come out, and then the news report on it.
The news will report on what came through the social media channels.
You see how they did you?
Yeah, we forgot to. We forgot to address that on Friday.
I can't hear nothing. I can't even hear nothing.
So I can hear everything. Jabbar, boop, 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 and I keep on trying to tell him to stop.
What are you talking about?
That right there.
I'm just joking. You the only one can hear it.
No,
okay, I got it now. Oh, it sounds good too now. I just had to like plug in.
Don't worry about
Bing bong, we got a guest. Somebody's at the door.
Yes.
And so if you're just tuning in, y'all, it's Motivational Monday with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. And we're talking about the incident that happened with the 1-year-old who was shot by police in Walmart. And
then we was going to that. Then we kind of went to how media.
Yeah. The UB says they don't want the truth. They want dressed up lies that match their belief and prejudice.
And what it is, right?
Good morning, Miss Eva.
There is a concerted effort to make us look bad in the media.
Agreed.
There's a real deal. That's kind of why we started stuff like this.
Yeah.
To give us a different look.
New image project.
Because every time you
why do we need a new image?
Because the image they putting out is such trash.
Yeah.
That we have to be responsible for. And guess what? We social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And radio.
And radio. Big shots out 99 Gems, Carefest Radio. Y'all need to support the station. Because without this station, you wouldn't get this perspective.
That's right.
You don't.
That's right.
You really don't get. So back to you.
So the balance.
Back to you.
So wait, the balance between social media and news media is what we were talking about.
And it's good and bad on both ends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you on mainstream media, sometimes you get some good information, and then we get bad on social media. You get some good, you get some bad too.
Okay.
And you just gotta,
Yeah.
Filter
take the good with the bad, be able to
that's it.
filter it and make decisions on your own about what you're seeing. All right. So now what y'all got with me? What's
you? Okay, so you made your statement. We gave you a nice, great applause about it, and just standing on like where you this political
climate. I'm not endorsing any candidates in this election. The only candidate that I endorsed was Qiana because I had endorsed her way before all of this stuff happened.
Right.
Like, and she was telling me she was thinking about running before she was running, and she was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. We talked about it. So getting clear on her motivation, why she wants to do it, watching her for years, you know what I mean? And just kind of working with her in the community. So like she caught me early, but then after that, you know, the other requests started coming in.
So here we go. Here's the request. So let's talk. Yeah. And so
the newspaper ran your article.
It said that is a slap.
Look at Brother John. Brother John ain't even endorsing.
And so the article that we're referring to was in a newspaper. I don't even want to say the name right now. I know you wouldn't want me to even say the name. Yeah. And so but here's the thing. There was a disclaimer at the bottom saying that the writer of this article works for Charlie Chris Pack. And so, you know, when it tell you about the person who's writing.
Well, at least they disclosing it. That's one thing that I said.
Thank you.
At least they disclosing it.
Yeah.
It's very far few between.
But so here we go with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they took my non-endorsement of any candidate as a way to view. They was basically taking a stand, and it was a swipe at Ken.
I got it right here. It says,
okay. What did it say? What does it say?
It says, Brother John silent speaks loudly in bruising St. Pete mayor's race.
Oh my God. And I ain't have like
bruising.
Yeah, the silence speaks loudly. And it was just so interesting to me because I wasn't even thinking about none of that stuff, right?
Right.
So the timing on that. So because like I said, I've been getting these inquiries and struggling with responding to them, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going. I'm finna just not do it. Like,
let's call a spade right here. Is that we live in a small community, and everybody that's running, you know everybody, and there's some type of respect for everybody here.
Yes.
Right.
And
like
you, son, I'm going to
just endorse everybody. But all of them could do good. All of them got their strong points. He could be good too. He could be good. She could be good. You could be good. We can all be good.
But if you just looked at it, when did we just break this down? It's so funny. I just do that with all the candidates.
You did.
I did.
You gave a great breakdown of each one of the candidates.
On your Facebook, because then they're gonna do an article about it.
Qiana, her post of everybody endorses nobody.
And what I did is I never talked about anybody's negative traits. I talked about I talked about everything positive on each candidate and said why they could be a good candidate, right?
Yeah.
And so in defense of you, right?
Thank you.
In defense of you, this ain't saying that you're voting for or not voting for. It's saying that I respect my friendships.
Yeah.
Right. And and that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
these are relationships. And it's also just the whole public debate about who I'm voting for. Like that's true. And if I want it to be, it will be. And people who I talk to, you know what I mean. But as far as like these public endorsements, but see, me standing with somebody taking a picture saying, "Hey, this is my person," like I'm just not in that space this year.
We talk about this, Brother John. Voting is a very private act.
Yeah,
it's only if you decide to tell people who you voted for. That's why when you go to vote, it's under a cover. It's all hidden
in a booth,
because that's your business.
That's right.
That's your business.
That's your moment.
And if somebody do want to endorse people, that's even better. That's God bless that.
And we've seen where people want to endorse, right? They have their friendship. They want to donate to campaigns, but then they don't want nobody to come back and be like, "Oh, you gave money here."
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm donating to everybody.
And see, I'm a campaign donor. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that.
Everybody. I'm gonna get $50.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to see. I think maybe the first campaign I donated to might have been Mama T. God bless her. I think that was my first campaign donation. Was Mama T.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "I'm running for mayor."
Are you a campaign donor? Have you donated to a campaign?
Yeah.
Have you got behind the campaign?
Yeah.
Let's talk.
If you put your headset on,
beyond the endorsements. Yeah.
I see. I didn't do that, man.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did.
You do.
Okay. And anyway, so
we got to be back at 8 o'clock.
Voting is a personal decision. New Image Project will nip it in the bud. Tiffany, good morning. We're doing a roll call when we come back, y'all. So tag your friends. Tell them we up. We'll be back at 6 minutes after the hour with Harold Bryan in the building, y'all. So y'all stick around. You don't want to miss it.
Stick and stay.
Scientists who are tracking baby owls. This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Welcome to the newsroom. I'm Janat Jalil.
I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision.
Britain's Prime Minister resigns. We look at who's likely to replace him and we'll bring you reaction.
I'm just so upset. I've been crying in bed because I'm just so upset about it all.
Yeah, brilliant news. Fabulous. We need a general election. This country needs a general election.
Initial results from Colombia's presidential election give a narrow victory to a right-wing candidate backed by Donald Trump.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking exactly why 2026 is, without a doubt, the absolute most consequential year in St. Petersburg's modern history. We're looking at a definitively transformative 18-month window where foundational decisions on our leadership, our urban core, and climate resilience are all literally colliding at once. Honestly, I want you to picture the ultimate chaotic juggling act. Imagine a frantic resident trying to balance a massive baseball stadium, a swirling storm cloud, and a giant tax bill. Because, well, that's exactly what voters are facing right now. We aren't just picking a mayor this cycle. No, we are voting on the literal physical and financial future of the Sunshine City for the next 50 years. Okay, here's our quick roadmap for today. First, the 2026 St. Pete Crucible. Then, that billion-dollar baseball deal. Third, we'll hit the $600 million climate question. Fourth, taxes and municipal power. And finally, number 5, your actual 2026 action plan.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, the 2026 St. Pete Crucible. This is that definitively transformative 18-month window.
So, for residents, these are the absolute critical deadlines you need to circle on your calendar right now. Your window for shaping the city really kicks off with the candidate qualifying deadline on May 29th. From there, we're sprinting straight into the August 18th primary election. And if no one secures a clear majority, the whole thing culminates in the monumental November 3rd general election. These dates are the exact focal points where all these massive local issues are going to be decided.
Looking at the board, we've got a pretty crowded executive contest. And just to be clear, we aren't endorsing anyone here, just neutrally looking at the options. We have incumbent Mayor Ken Welch, whose platform is deeply tied to his 86-acre redevelopment plan and a massive climate bond. But he's facing formidable challengers. You've got former Governor Charlie Crist, who obviously brings huge name recognition, and current City Council member Brandy Gabbard, who's been fiercely critical of exactly how infrastructure spending is being distributed across different districts. The political stakes for residents here? Yeah, they couldn't be higher.
Moving into part 2, the billion-dollar baseball deal. This is the historic gas plant versus the Tampa pitch.
Now, there is a fascinating dual-track race happening right now. In St. Pete, the city is actively selecting developers this May for the historic gas plant district. This is an 86-acre site that represents the largest redevelopment opportunity in the entire region, especially with the Tropicana Field lease expiring soon. But meanwhile, right across the bay, Tampa is debating a $2.3 billion ballpark proposal for the Rays over at the Hillsborough Community College campus, and they are racing toward a June 1st deadline for binding agreements. But the absolutely crucial point here is this staggering number, $1.065 billion. That's the proposed public contribution the Rays are asking for from Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa to make their new stadium a reality. It's a massive funding stack that relies heavily on tourist development taxes and community investment tax dollars. And as you might expect, it has sparked some fierce cross-party debate.
And this quote perfectly captures the exact tension voters and officials are wrestling with. Tampa City Council member Bill Carlson says he's fiscally conservative and wants to make sure public money is used wisely, but he also acknowledges the stadium would go in a place that could really use the development. It's kind of the ultimate municipal dilemma, right? Is it a billion-dollar public giveaway, or is it a transformative anchor for mixed-use development? Okay, shifting gears to part 3, the $600 million climate question, also known as the St. Pete Agile Resilience Bond. Look, recent hurricanes like Helene and Milton completely exposed the vulnerabilities in St. Pete's aging infrastructure. Right now, the city uses a pay-as-you-go approach funded strictly by utility fees. The problem? That's going to take until 2050 to finish necessary upgrades, carrying a huge risk of inflation and delays. So, officials are proposing a general obligation or GEO bond to front-load $600 million right now. This would accelerate 5 years of projects to harden the city's stormwater and sewer systems Let's translate this massive bond directly to your kitchen table. If voters approve the bond, the cost gets distributed across property taxes, adding an estimated $96 annually per $100,000 of taxable property value. But if the bond fails and the city tries to accelerate these projects through the existing model, households could face a staggering $486 hike in their utility rates.
But this definitely isn't an easy sell. Councilmember Mike Harding raises a really fascinating philosophical question. How do we go through that process of how resilient is too resilient? When you spend millions hardening one single water plant so it doesn't shut down for 12 hours, well, that's money you can't spend anywhere else. Plus, candidates like Brandy Gabbard are pointing out that these proposed projects aren't evenly distributed across the city's districts. So it's this massive debate over equity and economic timing.
All right, diving into part 4, taxes and municipal power. We're talking fiscal squeezes and the Duke Energy expiration.
While the city is considering taking on $600 million in bond debt, they are simultaneously facing a huge state-level threat. Looming state legislation, specifically House Bill 201, threatens to completely eliminate non-school property taxes on homesteaded properties. If that passes, St. Pete's revenue would plummet by $140 million. To put that in perspective, after paying for police and fire, the city would have barely anything left over to split among parks, recreation, and community enrichment.
And at the exact same time, the city's 30-year franchise agreement with Duke Energy expires in August 2026. Because of this, St. Pete is currently studying whether it's feasible to officially break up with Duke entirely and create its own municipal electric utility, essentially a city-owned public utility that provides
It's
All right,
muted.
we're back.
Okay, now we live. Welcome back.
We don't have an extra.
Yeah,
You can take his.
Yeah, we do that in that capacity. We're gonna talk about how we can get some more. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See that?
We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know. Now you know. Charlie Funk, tell them what it
Tampa Bay Breakfast
is.
Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Carrie Festa Radio, 99 Jams, its ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners. Enjoy the show.
Enjoy and don't call the principal. Also joining us this morning, y'all, we have Harold Bryant Jr. from the Foundation for a Healthy St. Petersburg. The foundation has invested millions of dollars into our community over the years, and today we're talking about 2 new funding opportunities that could help neighborhood groups, nonprofits, and community leaders turn their ideas into action. Harold Bryant Jr.
What they currently got
What you got?
Go
further with something else.
Yeah.
What's good, brother?
Hey, moving in motion. That's
Yes,
the word.
sir.
That's the
Yes,
word
sir.
for this month.
Moving
in motion.
Okay, so this is a moving in motion Monday.
Yes.
Okay,
it is.
so
Let's just run with it. Yeah.
It's Monday, and I would like to say this because I've seen some of the posts.
Okay.
I have 3 great fathers in front of me.
Okay.
Right,
Thank
who
you.
come
Appreciate
in
it.
the
Appreciate it.
community and like really poured into their families and in their children. And so if y'all didn't hear it, y'all are appreciated and y'all are seen.
Thank you. I love the love. I love the
Everything.
love.
All love.
I'm learning to accept the love. You know, sometimes people get them compliments and got a reason why they should.
We shout out a little bit.
Oh, it was nothing. Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Don't thank me for something that I gotta do.
Yeah.
Gratitude
I'm
is
just
real,
doing what I'm
boy.
supposed to do. And being able to receive thanks is a big deal. So definitely. And so Scamp, look, Scamp, Mr. Bryant.
Actually, you know what? We can clear that out.
We can clear that.
The community may know me as HB. They may know me as Scamp. They may know me as Harold.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
those capacities are good at the foundation.
Okay. They all work. They all work. Okay, got these professional capacities.
Mr. Bryant.
Family.
For those who are watching the broadcast, but for real, for our, because everybody got a seat at the table at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, so y'all chime in. We got a seat at the table with your name on it. And so for those who are watching who may not be familiar with the Foundation for a Healthy St. Petersburg, tell us a little bit about the foundation and the role that they play in the community.
Well, the foundation serves a lot of health equity initiatives through positive grant funding. It was started with the sale of Orlando Bayfront Hospital to Johns Hopkins.
Yep.
And $185 million was put into a trust fund corpus, which the foundation manages. And we dispersed those grant opportunities to 3 priority zip codes that change the age and health disparities of our zip codes: 33711, 33712, 33705. So this is local grant making, pretty much done local impact, where we see the change.
I love that.
Funded partners.
I love that. Y'all help me out on this one, y'all. Come on, y'all. Talk to Scamp. Y'all,
definitely.
Okay,
we be having
so
guests and they just leave it all up to me, Scamp. Go ahead tomorrow.
You know what?
Tomorrow.
It be your own team.
It really do. It do, because boy, last week y'all had me in a choco. I'm trying to like, y'all ain't gonna.
No, we'll talk about that. No, we'll talk about that later.
Look like you. Look, she's the real big sister. We gonna talk about that later.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I was about to say that he cut
June
me off.
23rd at 9 a.m. Actually, doors open at 8:30. We're doing the launch of St. Pete Thrives and Together with Our Community.
Okay.
I'd also like to say that Together with Our Community is a real-time reactive response to our community activities, engagements that we have, events. But we wanted to make sure there was a doorway that our community saw, that there was a way to come to the foundation for your wants, your needs within those 3 priority zip codes. It is a revolving grant, meaning revolving, layman's terms, every 30 days, you got a chance to get this grant up to $2,500.
Okay.
And what it does is pretty much you can be the lead application, which is a 501c3, and it does not matter about the age of your 501c3. You could just became a federal 501c3 last week. If you have a positive opportunity, a positive impact for our neighborhood and our community in these 3 priority zip codes, you have your shot.
And so with this grant of $2,500, you can get it once.
You can get it once in 1 calendar year.
Okay, but it's revolving. So
It's revolving. So every 30 days, if you try this, say you try our first month and you don't get it, you can keep going till you get it.
now, do you know how many of those $2,500 grants that you're giving out per month?
I don't know exactly the number because we have a allotted budget that we calendarize for each year.
Okay.
But what I will say, the cutoff time, because we do want to be responsive and respect even the year-end holidays that we have or year-end events that we do in our city, the cutoff time will be that October 31st. So we could prep for the following year coming in.
Okay. And then with these grants that are launching under the umbrella and the mission of the foundation, are there particular projects that you're looking for? Is there something specific that you're asking people to do?
We'll call it like, say this, the social determinants of health is our framework that we use when we use a framework of listening and just basically being in our community and being real time. If people don't know, and just a little breakdown, really the true mission of the foundation is to close that age gap. If you were born, I was born actually in the Campbell Park neighborhood, which is that area there. But if you go to Snell Isle, there's almost like a 16-year life expectancy, which I know y'all familiar with it because y'all help. So you know the age disparity and the health disparity, so the social determinants of health.
So just for those who may not be familiar with it, it's basically saying if you live in Campbell Park versus Snell Island, you live, 16 years longer?
Yeah.
So if you're supposed to live, listen, so
the life expectancy, you're expected to live 16 years longer if you live in a different area.
The social determinants of health.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay.
There's live the context. There's 6 parts of it.
Okay.
I'll say we could Google it, everybody.
Yeah, I'm Googling
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't in the end crowd.
Yeah. So you have like social determinants of health. You have like lived in community context, which is what this grant offering is around. It's lived in community context.
Okay, there we go.
It like those are the 3 things, but it also can change economic stability, education access and quality, healthcare access and quality, neighborhood and built environment, and social context and community. Those 6 areas are the crust of what the foundation is. We make sure with that we change our community through our grant making, through our funded partners, through our strategic partnerships.
Yeah.
So if you have a project, the projects would fall under one of these 6 determinants, is what they call them.
Summer right now, everybody's been talking about these teen takeovers and how to bridge the gap between the teens and the parents. So if you have a good idea and you have a nonprofit or access to a nonprofit that can partner up with you, and you need some funds to get your project up and running, you can go and apply. The door open. It starts tomorrow.
Doors open at 8:30.
Okay.
The program starts at 9. It's usually like a 2-hour program. We break down and we go all directly through the grant portal, which is Flux, which is what we use, because we want to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity, level playing field, that we show you the actual grant application. So we literally go through it piece by piece for each one. Like I said, St. Pete Thrives is a partnership with Orlando Bayfront Health.
Okay.
And that is up to $350,000. We have 7 $50,000 grants that will actually disperse out. The closing date for that grant portal for St. Pete Thrives, because it is different than Together with Our Community, because that Together with Our Community is a revolving grant. So meaning every month up until October 31st. But St. Pete Thrives, their portal closes August 17th at 5 p.m. Not 5:01, 5 p.m.
4:59.
August 17th.
August 17th.
So
that is
you
the
can.
due date for your submissions.
So, all right, here we go. Because there's 2 grants, just so our people can understand. There's one revolving grant that is $2,500.
Yes. Up to $2,500.
Up to
$2,500.
$2,500. So I'm glad you said that. Up to $2,500, and you can get that all the way into October 31st.
Yep.
The second grant, you're giving out 7 of those.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of $50,000.
Yep.
And this one right here with the $50,000, what does that go towards?
That goes towards existing programming. Meaning, if you have a program that's been sustainable, you've been doing it on your own, and it can level up or it can expand it.
Okay.
That's the base. If you want to remove everything from St. Pete Thrives, it is for existing or sustaining or leveling up your current program.
Okay, so it's not for a new program.
It's not for a new program.
Yeah, yes.
And
So you got this great idea. I want to do this thing, but you haven't done it yet. This is not the grant for you.
The first one is the one for you for the $2,500.
Yeah.
So it's levels to it.
Yeah.
So and I actually can appreciate this,
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense.
Because now you're looking at 2 different ones,
2 different tiers.
2 different tiers, and then the $2,500 is a starter, and then see what you do with that, and maybe next year, if y'all got the other 50,000, now you have something that's thriving, and the 50,000 may be available for you if it's offered next year.
Yep. And then another key point, we want to make sure that this was fair on all playing fields. Like the 50,000 is a middle tier grant. I consider it a middle tier grant.
Okay.
But if you have a current or existing grant that is open with the foundation over $50,000, you cannot apply. So it kind of it levels out so people.
So new
if
people
you already
can get
got
it.
money
So
coming,
if
yeah.
you've already, so let's clear this up. If you've already got a grant that's over $50,000,
open,
that's open,
Yeah.
not that you did business with them prior and it's
closed.
and it's closed.
Yeah.
Because if it's closed,
you can come back.
You can come back, circle back, get your money.
Spin the block.
Yeah.
But at this point, if you're currently working with the foundation and have funds that you have that's been allocated and you have not spent it and your grant is not closed, you do not qualify for this.
Correct.
Right. And so if somebody's listening right now and they have an idea to improve their neighborhood or their area, what would make somebody a good candidate? Like when you look at them, you say you would be a perfect candidate for this.
It's like being a talent scout. You never know until you hit a project. So
Okay.
I can't really answer the question. But
It's like what you bring to the table. I don't know what the table needs until I get to the table.
But it's like I can bring all kind of stuff to the table. I got a whole warehouse. I just need to know what
if
y'all
I
want
was
on the
to
table.
anything, your roadmap would be the social determinants of health.
Okay.
Like how you said, the teen takeovers.
Okay.
In my mind, if I was looking at it, that's built environment community.
Okay.
So it covers 2
Okay. Okay.
So that's how when you look at your programming, make sure it's existing for one. If it's not existing already, we can't do nothing.
Okay.
Don't y'all
So-
set up no business today and then say that I've been working for 3 weeks and it's
I mean, you got to clarify that though, because how long is existing? Existing could mean
Existing means like at least a year.
Okay, there
At
you
least a
go.
year
Thank you.
programming.
You've been doing it for at least a year,
At
y'all.
least a year, I would say. And that's hindsight. Don't hold me to that. That's not the
No,
views
but
of
I hear that the views expressed. But no, that makes sense though. Like because after a year, you've learned some things.
You
You've
learned
done
your
a few
thing, you
things.
did your trial and error,
Yeah.
and you have data. You have
Yeah.
data to show that your
That's
program
right.
is actually moving in the community.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And so that's the St. Pete Thrives. St. Pete Thrives is $50,000. You
For
talked
7
about
people.
for
Seven
seven
groups.
organizations. Yep. We know who's eligible. We talked about the projects that you're looking for, and then talking about together with our community. Just want to go back to that one again. Again, is there any particular like project that you would say, okay, this would be an ideal project? Or
Ideally, like say, let's say, okay, you have programming. You're in the summer right now.
Okay. Yep.
And you want to take a youth group to legislative because we're going through our election cycle. We want the kids to know about the legislative process. We can't do anything that's partisan.
Yeah,
we're non-partisan organization, but we can say, okay, this is going to enrich their mind and let them know about the civic project.
Okay, okay,
that is a project.
I got you.
If it's say you have a event and a speaker's coming to town, but we have everything covered, Harold, but we may need to cover the speaker. This would be ideal. It's meant to support activities and events that are direct and real-time response time.
Yeah. And then I know in previous years, collaboration was real big on these. And so would you mind speaking to just the emphasis, or is there an emphasis on collaboration of these things?
Collaboration, because
does that score you higher if you
I wouldn't say
a collaborator?
I wouldn't say it scores you higher, because we always want to be the person that fuels the project, not the one that takes the shine for the nonprofit that we're funding.
Got it.
But also I would say it's also a storytelling art. Basically, these together with our community grants is to tell a story of spark and joy, like in our community, like every day. That's one of our core values at the foundation, is to spark joy. Me, I can do something as simple as a backpack giveaway, and I'm there because I'm in my community.
Right.
But I'm seeing these kids that may not have or have not, but we're giving it back to them.
Speaking of backpack giveaways, we got one coming up.
Hey, well, then you might want
worry,
to
August 8th. August 8th.
Y'all get that funnel.
Yes, Lord.
Hey,
and
I also wanted to ask, right? How long has the foundation been around, right? And what's the plans for the future?
Well, hey, I would say that's our supreme leader, Dr. Kanika Tomlin. She is amazing.
Yeah.
And I know we've been around close to 10 years now. And it doesn't feel and we're an infant in the nonprofit space.
Yeah.
But we always strive to listen to the community. Y'all been our partners before, see that, New Image Project. And you see that the growth on both sides, on y'all side and
I do.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I say it.
Yeah.
Listen, I love the growth. I love the fun, right? We talked about having a fund that can do something like this several years ago, right? We didn't think nobody heard it, but it seems like somebody was listening. Because really, we had talked about there needs to be, a mechanism that can help community members throughout the year, outside and inside of the grant cycle. So that's good, man. I love it, because honestly, we moving in the direction we need to move in.
And I like, you know what I like about the foundation is that, like, from my understanding, like, y'all take constructive criticism.
Oh yeah,
like, you know,
and
what
we
I mean?
adjust and we pivot, because
Like,
that's community that thrives with us,
right? Like, I've seen where, like, there was grants given out, and we was like, wait, hold on, this is a monkey show. Like, you know what I mean?
And then you find out, like, no, we ain't doing that no more.
You felt like it was like, oh, parade, boom, 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 and it was, and when you look at it, it wasn't like, oh, we helping y'all no more because y'all didn't appreciate it. No, you heard how people felt, and then you adjusted, and you still went out and helped people. I know so many people that typically wouldn't have been able to get grants the traditional way, or would have had hard times to get it without the foundation. I mean, this radio station has gotten grants from this foundation. You see John Bailey, you see that Marcus Shops.
Neighborhood Association.
Like, you look at the everyday people who's actually out here doing the work is getting this money from the foundation, when usually it's the opposite.
You're right.
Right. And even I'll say this, even with the grant process and the actual applying, we want to be intentional. We want to make sure there was no barriers, no roadblocks. The way you can commit for St. Pete Thrives, you can do it in person, or some people, like how y'all doing now. Some people tell their story better in a room. You can have it set up where you can come in a room and do that as well. So it's like there's no barriers. Because some people, I'm not the best English writer, so I really tell my story. I'm very verbal. Some people can tell their story. You can record your story. If you have a studio, camera phone, there's no barriers.
So I got a question, and I don't know if this on topic, but off topic, but it was around the grant process. And I remember a few years you talking about listening and hearing feedback. This is some feedback that I remember, was that the competitive grant process, and how do you balance the resources that you have, knowing that it'll be, some people feeling like there's winners and losers. So it's $50,000, 7 people. I'm number 8 and I ain't get it. In this competitive process, and everybody I look at is like people who like, okay, they always kind of get it and I never get none. What do you say to people who feel like this is a competitive process? And help me out.
I'll say, this is my views.
The views expressed. We got Charlie Funk.
But I would say this. Internally, my job is to make sure to shift that narrative.
Okay.
To make sure we shift that narrative and make sure, like say, the playing field is always equal.
Yeah.
And it may be sometimes you may see it be the same people may get the grant, or it may be different people. That's why I say there's different. Each year the grant making strategy changes.
Okay.
So
okay.
we try to, like we heard it that year. We're like, know what? Okay, that's
Yeah,
why certain rules came into play.
Okay, got
Like
it.
If
Got
you
it.
have a grant over 50, you can't do this.
Yeah, because that would be somebody who's already got it. You in the door. You know the process. You got an amazing team of writers,
and everybody might not have access to those resources.
Yeah.
Open up for new people.
Yeah.
But there's other opportunities in the city to enrich those other nonprofits who may not have access to grant writers of different projects.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like you say, leveling the playing field, but also making sure our people understand the grant process, not just for us, but any funder.
Okay.
Because when you look at it,
that's another
because the lingo
bonus ad.
Lingo can have you. Philanthropy is very wordy.
Yeah.
So when you switch to different words, and you have to like, okay, I always believe in breaking down in layman terms.
That's right.
And Javon speak to it when I came and did the Child's Park Initiative project.
Yeah.
I spoke in layman's terms, but they understood the governance of a board.
Yeah.
They understood the process of the funder, and just to remove that mystique.
Right. Right.
And make sure like
and I want to say that, right? Because when you dealing with, philanthropy, this is a whole new world. Not saying community. So what we think is community advocacy and philanthropy go hand in hand, but they really don't.
Okay.
Right? Philanthropy is a whole nother science. This is a whole nother class.
Yeah.
Community organizing and community work is a whole nother class. So to bring them to, that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to train people to, hey, look, these are the terms.
Yeah.
And here was somebody who speaks in your language, because it took us years to learn it.
For real.
It wasn't no overnight process. We had to, classes and trainings. Big shout out to the foundation.
Hey, here we go. Call it.
We here with Harold Bryant Jr. We talking about these grants.
Yeah.
Turn it up because we can't.
And even like you were
She
saying,
ain't said
like
nothing. And you ain't got no ears
Grant-
on.
We'll put it
Grand
on the table.
Rising.
Hey, Coach
Grand
D.
Rising. Hey. One thing I want to say is that when it comes to grant writing, there's a lot to learn. My mother is a grant writer in Atlanta, retired now, and I've learned a lot from her. I've also learned a lot from sitting with groups that are reviewing the grants. So sometimes that's the seat we need to sit in. Find out who's sitting to review the grant so that we can learn. And I also want to offer our level of defensiveness sometimes can find the groups that you're safe with, build your tribe, find the groups that you can be safe with and stay with them, track with them when things are going good and when things are going bad. So that when things are going good, you can get the rewards. And when things are going bad, you can learn from those experiences.
Amen.
Happy Monday.
Thank you
Y'all have
for
a
that
great day.
contribution. Thank you for joining the conversation.
Thank you.
And I
Coach.
definitely like to respond to that. You
Sure.
had everything spot on with your response. I think it is about collaboration. It is sometimes competition is good, but when you find your tribe, y'all can be anything.
Yeah.
You can definitely be anything, like you said, in the good and the bad. But it's like tracking and trending. I found my group of people that I know we can write grants together, and this St. Pete Thrives is one of those collaborative projects. The money can go around between those organizations and be life-changing. It could be lifeblood. You don't know what the operating budgets of any organization is. 50,000 could be life-changing, leveling up, making sure that whole organization, all of them involved, move to that next level. Now they got funding for next year. They're creating sustainability. The foundation don't want to be around forever. The thing is, we're trying to change the narratives that we use in those social determinants of health. So maybe you want to a point where you may not even need the foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ideally where you always want to be in any
It's about change. It's about
in
change.
life. Like I can't. There you go.
So one of the things, and I'm glad you said that. One of the things that CDAT been working on and experimenting with is going out, right? Going out and finding more resources outside of what's local, right? And I don't know if Foundation has done this or if they can do this, but helping the nonprofits that then came through, especially the grassroots, like to say or see that, and helping us get to the Ford Foundations, helping us get to the Linsky or Winsky.
Robert Wood Johnson, Kellogg,
I mean, even Jesse DuPont Foundation. There's a lot of foundations. I tell people always that once you find your funder has peers.
Okay.
And literally, I mean, there's different projects that I've worked on since I've been at the foundation where they started here locally, but they moved to West Palm Beach because it could be just they saw something on our website like, hey, this would be a good initiative to take where we at. And that's why I tell people, don't just limit yourself to St. Pete. There's other foundations. There's other organizations within the Tampa Bay area besides the foundation. And we all are philanthropic partners, but our community are philanthropic partners too, because the nonprofits in that space, everybody is looking for ideas to change our communities on a day-to-day level. Because I'm a firm believer of direct impact. You can give me a pie in the sky project. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But when I can see something change in my community within 6 months, and I know my hands touched it in some way, shape, or form with a collaboration with other people, that's what St. Pete Thrives really looks like.
That's the real magic, man. I love that. And
Now tomorrow, because tomorrow you're doing a seminar.
Yeah, I would say it's a seminar, but it's a grant launch. So basically, we're going to go through, explain the overview, what St. Pete Thrives is, what Together with Our Community is, with our grants team, which is Julie Rocco, Olivia London, and our partners from Orlando Bayfront Health.
Okay.
And we'll initially go through everything. So there'll be no stone unturned, meaning we're going to go through our grants portal because some people have never been through a grants portal. So we want to make sure that you understand it. We have an amazing grant team internally that is at Access. I know myself, after tomorrow, and certain team members of our organization will be in what we call a cone of silence.
Okay.
And this is a philanthropic term, meaning cone of silence. I mean, once the grant launch, if you see Harold, Scamp, and Community, you can't ask me about the grant, but I can refer you to one of my colleagues who is not in the cone of silence that can explain it to you.
Nice.
Because I may be an internal reviewer, so I want to make sure that bias is removed.
You talked about the cone of silence when we did our meeting with the community. And I want to say big ups because like things like that we don't know about from the outside. We got to learn that from it got to come from inside for us to learn that, right? And as much as I've been around and I kind of knew about it, but I didn't know about it until you broke it down.
And then like you said, I could be somewhere like, say we just had Juneteenth on the Deuces. I've seen a lot of people ask a lot of questions, but now after tomorrow, I can't answer questions. So but I don't want them to misconstrue that. That's Harold, that's Scamp being like, oh no.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
He acting funny.
They was going to say, you acting funny.
Now you acting funny, boy.
Look, now that the little money done dropped, you can't talk to nobody.
You mess around and get saved, boy. You acting funny.
That's why I'm doing all my disclaimers with y'all this morning so they know. Hey,
but I'm glad for your transparency because people don't know that. Like, and then people who are not educated they would take it offensive and be like, oh, you ain't said nothing any other time you'll be talking to me. And then now there's underlying beef that you didn't even know.
But no, he talked to you, but he just can't talk to you about that.
Yeah, no,
talk about anything in the past. But this here, no, we can't talk about it.
So it ain't that y'all can't talk to him. So when you hear cone of silence, that don't mean that he ain't talking. He just ain't talking about that.
That's those particular two things.
Yeah, those particular grants. And so we put it in the chat, y'all. If you have funding to improve one thing in the neighborhood, what would it be? And y'all make sure that y'all engage. Ms. Eva, thank you for your comments. She says, I would use the money towards connecting with high school students in my neighborhood. The teenagers need something positive to focus on in the neighborhood. Would that be a qualifying project?
Okay, now first question is Ms. Eva 501c3?
She is not.
Okay, so then that's where she would find with another philanthropic term called a fiscal agent.
Okay.
A fiscal agent is somebody who may have a 501c3, but they may not want to
do the day-to-day.
Do the day-to-day. They may want to just basically be the reporting arm. The reporting is your fiscal agent, your reporting arm, your administrative arm of the grant. Miss Eva can be the deployment arm, meaning she's the one that's boots on the ground, doing the work, talking with the teams and connecting. So that's removing another barrier because some people have amazing ideas, but they're like, no, I don't want a 501c3. I just want to go out and love on my community and do the work. That's where you find a philanthropic party that got a 501c3. It goes back to what Miss D said. Find your tribe, a collaborative person, and do the job.
Now, question, because you can only get the 2,500 once, and let's say like Miss Eva partner up with the Child's Park Association, and then let's say I decided that I have something. Can I then still partner?
You can still partner up with Child's Park Neighborhood Association.
Because technically they didn't get the grant; they just the physical agent.
But it also makes it where it's still pouring into our nonprofit space because as a fiscal agent, you're still doing your part. You're keeping your iron sharp.
That's right. You're making a contribution, a meaningful contribution. And so important details. We want to make sure that we get that. So it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, doors open at 8:30.
Okay.
Foundation for Elder St. Pete, 2333 34th Street South. If you're not from St. Pete, it's called US 19.
The old Publix, Lakeview Plaza.
Exactly.
If you is from here,
right?
Beauty Depot right there.
Right.
Old Save a Lot. It's been a lot of
from
things.
Kentucky. And thank you, UB. UB put the address and
Now,
the
do they
information
have
in
to
the chat.
pre-register for this?
Yes, we do. If you go to the foundation's website, there is a link.
Okay.
On our events page, and it has a direct link to register. So we can
Okay, we'll
RSVP.
find that.
Okay. We'll put it on our Tampa Bay Breakfast Club page. So y'all go to the page and follow the page.
All right, Scamp, if there was one final thought of remaining word that you had for the people, what would it be?
I ain't gonna lie, it's just moving in motion Monday and be a collaborative partner in your community. There is no idea as a bad idea unless you keep it in your heart.
Ooh, no idea is a bad idea
Unless you keep it in your heart.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. So again, y'all tune in, tap in, make sure that y'all pull up if you're interested. Scamp, you gonna hang out with us a little bit?
I hang out a little piece.
All right.
Okay. So before we leave, so what y'all heard today is that these grants one of them can be for anybody.
Yes, together with our community.
Anybody. And then if you don't get it, go back and ask them what were you missing, because you can have that conversation with somebody.
We do believe in doing debriefing. It's not for every RFP we do, but depends on the RFP launch and how it is. If it's very complicated, some people will say, well, what would make this? And we have a debriefing process. So like I said, it's not like we don't want no underlying beef. So, hey, we're gonna debrief.
That's good. That's good. Because people need to know.
Yeah, and most of that stuff happens. I mean, when you have a conversation, you can resolve a lot of the misunderstandings that you have with a good conversation.
And you know, it's like them jobs you put in your application, and then they just don't hire you. They never tell you nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got those jobs that come back and say, hey, you know, you was a good candidate, but we just
it was just this. It was just this one.
And that helps because you know that just helps.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we got some headlines. I don't know if y'all saw this. And for those who are tuning, we got to do roll call too, by the way, y'all. So roll call. Miss Teresa, who you got? Jab?
I see Jab. I see you,
I see you be in there. Shayna's in here. Charlie, Tiffany, I saw you. Thank you for the off-air production. Who else? Miss Eva, thank you for being here.
Coach D,
thank you for being present. Thank y'all. Tag your friends, tell your friends. I didn't see Miss Teresa. I didn't see Brian Parade. Brian, where you at? I didn't see him. My wife, she listened on the radio. And
I did see Miko.
You seen Miko?
I seen
Miko. There we go. So y'all make sure y'all join the conversation. I saw this. It was a thing that said that the Southern Baptists have voted to restrict pastor positions to men only.
The Southern Baptist Leadership
Southern
Conference?
Baptists.
We got to dig in.
They said Southern Baptist
Leadership Conference. Who is it?
So let me find it. But they're saying that they're going back to the enforcement of the rules where like women shouldn't preach or be in ministry. What do people say?
If you're a woman pastor, don't
join.
Don't be a Southern Baptist. just do that.
No, I will say this because this is serious. Because in like the religious spaces, they do have like gender roles. Right. And we have to either accept it or walk away from it, right? Because there are gender roles inside of these institutions, or at least it once was, and now they want to bring it back.
Yeah.
And I'm not big on it because I just don't think one sex has a monopoly on the connection to God. And if it is one, I don't think it's gonna be a man.
I'm restraining myself because I want to hear from Q.
I'll let you go first because I want to hear the men first. Go ahead.
No, I mean what you said is spot on. Like the most spiritual people in my life are women. You know what I mean?
Who got a better connection than
than a woman who actually is like working with God to produce life for real. Like,
so I don't know.
Like I
ain't reading the scripture that says
here we go.
Be men, but it's somewhere in Deuteronomy or Numbers, I'm pretty sure.
You was the best man. Did you go with that? You put down. You put what you got on. What you got on numbers?
Shady just said the music's
right. The music This is not the foundation. This ain't Brother John.
It's an Old Testament. It's an Old Testament thing. And I'm thinking, I don't know, because I think that women have a lot to bring to, the cloth
Bring everything,
and to cut them out. I wonder what inspired this.
They said they overwhelmingly voted to advance a formal ban on women pastors in the nation's largest Protestant denomination, sending a clear message that men alone should preach to these conservative evangelical congregations. The vote at an annual meeting was 6,000 to 2,000, which was a 3-to-1 margin, which easily exceeded the required 2/3 majority, and it will require a similar 2/3 vote at next year's meeting for it to become a part of the Constitution.
My only question with that is the way those numbers are structured. It's like they've been holding that in for a while.
Oh.
They really want to do that.
You're right. Yeah, it wasn't even close. They've been wanting to do that. Yeah.
Hold on, caller. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Then I'll go from there. Oh,
hey, bless. I just want to ask something offline. Really.
Hello.
Yeah.
You want to say something offline?
Yeah, I want to ask you a question offline.
Oh, well, you got to call back when we offline. Like when we,
Sound like Dan the Man.
All right, cool. Thank you for calling.
Bless up.
Thank you for calling. And so you're right. I think that was something that was already like cooking.
Yeah, they had that in the pot. They had that simmering.
So this is what comes to mind to me is submission, right?
Okay.
And the definition of submission. And because I believe that in there we kind of got it wrong, and that like women are supposed to completely listen to me, like, you know what I mean? And what I say kind of go when submission goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you see is you have outspoken women and men want them to shut up. No, that's this is what
old school submission, new school submission.
They got different ideas of what submission is.
No,
it's what you talking about. Yeah. The old school submission is the other thing you talking about.
And I think for me, old school submission is something you don't have to ask for. Like
it work both ways.
Like and it do work. Like you don't have to say, "Hey, I need you to." If you got to tell your woman that she need to submit, you probably not doing it right.
My point exactly. So
you need to be submissive, just because my experience, like
you got to have a clarifying moment in every relationship.
But it's just one of them. I need you to be more submissive. That's a conversation you actually having.
If you got to.
No, you want
but I think if you own it and you doing what you're supposed to do as a man, she gonna submit. I think
women naturally listen. If you do it,
help me out. The only woman in the room.
If you lead properly, right, and there's an open space where we're talking and communicating, you naturally get in line with the person who's leading you the right way. But if you're inconsistent, right, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and then I have to question my safety or like my comfortability, then you will hear combativeness.
So submission come with trust.
Yes,
it's a trust thing.
Yeah, it does.
Combativeness.
Combativeness?
Y'all gonna skip over trust and go with combatives. What we do? Y'all don't want to hear nothing about trust. Y'all want to double click on what you mean when you say combative.
It's trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got to trust each other.
Because combat is strong though, but I hear you trust is the word.
Yeah,
Caller, we're talking about this pastor's this thing in the church where they say they don't want women to preach. What's your take?
Well, that's the way it was, and it wasn't about submission though. It was.
Hold on, Yubi.
That's the way it was.
That's the way it was.
Go ahead, you.
That's the way it was.
That's the way it was back
I'm saying like my grandmother, that's how they was. When we went to church, the women didn't. They didn't.
On the front row.
Yeah,
they was on the front row, but they took us to church. But they didn't get up there and preach and do none of that. And you didn't do that in the church.
I mean,
not as a woman, you didn't.
But that what we're saying is that right?
We're in the future, Yubi.
Yeah, we is in the future, but sometimes we change just to go back where we started.
Yeah, I heard plenty of powerful women deliver service. Yeah. God pick whatever vessel.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Thank you, Yubi. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about.
God picks any vessel, male or female, to deliver the message.
If and this may be a question for the Baptist convention or whoever they is if the word comes through a woman, should she be on the pulpit preaching it? Or should she tell you to come preach it?
So I saw I saw
No.
and I don't have it here in front of me, but I saw the spiritual justification that they were using for it. And it was one of the scriptures was around women being silent, like in the church. And I guess this was another pastor. The pastor was giving his exegesis, so the views expressed as his. If it's a lie, he told it. And I'm just repeating it. But what he said was there was like, I guess the women and the men would be separate in the church. And if the women were trying to say something and get the attention of the men, then the command was like, women, we need y'all to be quiet in the church. And they took that to basically like them saying, hey, we need y'all to be quiet. Somebody wrote that down and said we need all of the women to be quiet and can't nobody in the church say nothing. Because he also highlighted that there was another scripture where he was saying, if we're going to use that as the standard, then nobody should talk in the church, because there's another scripture where he was telling everybody when you come into church to be quiet. Like you don't come in church loud, you don't come in there making noise.
Putting positions
but you got culture. This is what happened with like scripture and interpretations. You take the culture of the time and you think about American culture. If these Southern Baptists, you think about the South and how they treated people in general, let alone how they treated women. So you start using scripture to justify your culture. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you right now, first is women. Next thing is black men.
No.
Black men can't preach. Wow.
Because when you look at it, once you start.
That's true, Tiffany. That's what he said.
And if you look at what's going on, and I really want to go to the next story because we'll get
okay. Yeah. All right.
But if you really want to go back into time and see that all this stuff, they're rewinding everything that came after the Obamas, everything that was
1965.
Listen, but I'm just saying, a lot of stuff went liberal through the Obama 8. You know what I'm saying? Years.
Yeah.
Those 8 years, a lot of stuff changed, and what they're doing is they put their finger on it, and they're like, hey, don't forget this,
and you know what?
Don't forget that, and they're going back to it.
So when I look at it, because we say like they put that on the Obamas, right? They put but then when I look at it, like even like gay pride here, right? That started in 2003 before Obama was even thought of, right? And so like it was already moving in that position, like that way.
No, but it changed just like how Trump got reelected and things changed. Like the leader changes things no matter, and I'm not doing this to blame him.
No,
I'm just saying how when new leadership comes in, effective leadership, things change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're doing it right.
Things change when a new leader steps in, and then the sentiment of people around starts to change. Yeah. And that's what they happen. Oh, they're like, hey man, this is the time to move.
Yeah.
And then guess what? 8,000 of them said they're ready to move.
This is what I'm finna say, and I'm done with it. When it comes to your spirituality and your walk with God, as long as it's making you a better person, kudos to you. I'm not here to tell you where to go or not to go.
Yeah.
Wherever you fit in and you feel comfortable and it's making you a better person, go there. So Southern Baptist is where you want to be, and you don't want to preach, ladies, go there. If you don't, it's Pentecostal. It's that's true. In so many other ways.
You get to pick your tribe. That's the theme. You get to find your tribe. If this aligns with your spiritual views and values, then Southern Baptist is the place for you.
And if it doesn't,
then there's other places you can go.
Right, because you know what?
And the world keeps spinning.
It does. I fly, you ride the bike, you take a train, and you're in a car. But we all got to the same destination.
Yes.
Yeah, but you was a little more battle worn when you was. You looked a little rough when you got there. You came in limping. But what else you got, Mr. Edmond?
No, I was just gonna say I think this gonna hurt church attendance even more. And I think a lot of this is what it's about, right? They want to destroy a lot of.
Will it though? Yeah. Because what happened a lot of times is people just start their own churches.
They do.
Like church is hurting.
So what happens with them 2,000 people?
We have a church right now.
No, I'm talking about the
right on.
I'm talking about the building. I'm talking about the building.
We're in the building.
The institution of church. However, they ain't gonna let you have that one, Mr. Edmond. We know what you mean, my brother. They're being you right now. They're being you to you right now. Everybody know what you mean, my brother.
just want to answer.
Yeah.
I just want to. I'm just saying.
But you did say you had something else you wanted to talk about. Yeah.
No, I just wanted
Just wanted to. Okay. So there was a woman in Florida. Did y'all see this one? Thank you, Elmo. So there was a woman in Florida accused of driving through a group of ducks. 11 ducks were killed, and they're trying to give this woman 55 years in prison for killing ducks, allegedly.
Listen, y'all. You would get more time for harming animals than you would for harming a black person.
I mean, yeah.
I'm telling you. Leave it alone.
11 ducks.
And I heard about it. And I don't like that she did that to the ducks, right?
Yeah.
I like ducks, right? I'm a duck. I used to watch DuckTales.
There you have it, folks. There you have it.
I like all of them. But
never touched a real duck in his life.
No, never. Get too close.
But I love them though.
But no, do not mess with these animals because this lady do not deserve no 50 years.
No.
Just like the ducks didn't deserve to get hit by her car.
Oh,
right?
So now I'm double clicking and it says
She maliciously did.
They said she tried to do it on purpose. So it was April 25th. It happened in Jacksonville. Witnesses and surveillance video showed her driving over a family of ducklings in her red Honda Accord, turning her vehicle around multiple times to strike them. So she ain't just like, you might be in trouble, ma'am. Ma'am, you might 50 years. Hold on. So after being confronted by neighbors, she allegedly admitted to intentionally killing the ducklings because she was upset they made a mess in her yard.
I was going to say that's what I was going to say.
She had a mental breakdown.
Please give her that.
That was caught on camera. Right?
Okay.
I don't know who her lawyer is, but they need to call me.
Yeah.
And get the lady evaluated because this stuff happens.
Yeah.
People, you heard about people and they went out and shoot somebody.
Yeah.
So this stuff happened.
Yeah.
So up north, peacocks. I don't know if you know, peacocks is in people's neighborhood.
They right in 46 and 17.
But and if you know them, they're mean.
Okay.
They pretty, but they mean.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
And they get on your cars and they scratch you and they doodle all over. They can be real aggressive and they loud. And the only reason why I know this is because I know somebody who had. And boy, did they want to strangle a peacock, but because they protect it, they can't. But they're ruining. Like, just think, you fixing up your car, you doing all. You wake up.
Yeah.
And then you gotta hit them in the morning. Oh boy.
Do that. That don't justify you going over the killer. I was gonna ask you, but then I ain't gonna even ask you. Yeah. But yeah, it's a problem. It's enough to drive you to
your cutlass. Let's just say,
yeah.
You're over there, and you just got this nice little paint job, and you come out there. It is peacock scratches all across your new paint.
Let's say duck.
Yeah,
say ducks.
Now I hear that.
But
no, I'm just saying.
Scratch. But it'll happen multiple. But it'll happen multiple times. And you come out that one. Duck poop again.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what
I think you're right on the breakdown piece of it.
But I'm not saying it's right. But if at one point
there's a build up. This happens over time.
The last straw.
Yeah.
Right. That's what this is about.
So bottom line. So she's a black woman. It was April 30th. She was booked into the Duval County Jail. They said she has pleaded not guilty. If she's convicted, she faces up to 55 years in prison. Don't give that lady 55 years in prison for killing 11 ducks. If I had to say something, that's all I would say. Like, I get all of the reasons, all the things, but 55 years in prison. But 55 years.
Send her over there to the pet store, make her have to take care of them, feed ducks, and do all this stuff.
Send her to the pet store, make her feed ducks.
Evaluation, because mental health is so pervasive and it goes on, and we don't know it. That's one of the social determinants of health about your mind. Yeah. Wow. Right. And we don't know what this lady mindset is. And I'm just, I'm sad about it because that's a lot of time. And I know they will give it to her.
Yeah.
They will. I know without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And if they saying that, and that is that the plea?
I'm telling you, you gonna cop out the 50? No, they want you to cop out, and we'll tell you how much.
Tell you how much you can really get. What you can really do
in the court.
Oh man.
We got some events coming up. What's happening? Yeah.
Go ahead. All right. So here we go. It's our 8-year anniversary.
Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. 8 years, y'all.
8 years. So here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Thursday from 10 to 12.
Yep.
Flyer will go out today. Drop right after we get off the radio.
Any moment now.
Any moment now. We will be at Urban Drinkery from 10 to 12.
So y'all come over.
Yeah, it's gonna be brunch conversation.
Have a sandwich. You'll come enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And come celebrate our 8 years. I mean,
And we might have some surprises out there for y'all.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I said maybe.
We're gonna talk with Scamp after the show.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
We got that release, right?
but for real, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club has been a staple in our community.
Yes.
When we started, it's all about advocating for our community. That's all this has always been about, y'all.
Yeah.
We talk about different things in the entertainment, but we've always been about advocacy, getting out the vote, right? We ain't telling you who to vote for, but we telling you need to vote. And then we said, okay, not just election time, we made this year round.
Yeah,
right.
Civic engagement.
And that's why we talking about the issues that impact us the most. And we thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for being a part of all the members, all the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club members.
Yes.
Thank y'all, because without y'all, we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Y'all motivate us to get up. I promise you.
No, they really do motivate us.
They get up faithfully, y'all.
The motivation is real, and I want to give a shout out to Miss Ann Sherman White. Miss Ann Sherman, if you watching, I want to just say thank you for what you gave me in the Walmart parking lot. And she just gave me a word that, like you said, like, you know, you running through, you have all your responsibilities, all your stuff, and you considering things. And she was like, keep going. You doing real good. Just keep going. Don't stop. I appreciate the work that you're doing and the way that you do this. And she just was like pouring it on. And I started shrinking because I'm like,
the days that you don't feel
the
like
days I ain't feel like doing nothing was the day she gave me a word. So thank you, Miss Ann Sherman White. I appreciate that word of encouragement.
Just to remind, because they're asking what the date is actually the 25th.
Yep,
this Thursday.
Yep, this Thursday.
25th, this Thursday.
This
Thursday from 10 to 12. Just come out.
Yeah.
Have conversation with us.
And they got a new menu over at Urban. They got coffee over there. And so, you know, we rock with Urban heavy. That's another member of the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
And brunch.
Yeah, so y'all pull up, man. It's our 8-year anniversary. And so shout out to everybody who's made a contribution and those who will. Like, we're going to be rolling out some things this week as a part of the 8-year anniversary going into, you know, year 9 and beyond. But definitely just wanted to say thank you all for your support, contributions, and participation. This would be a great time to tag somebody too. Asha, I see you. What's good? Thank you for checking in. Miss Teresa, she said, imagine the perspective of the ducks and the peacocks. They were the animals were here before humans. All of that is received well and good, but 55 years for killing one of them is just injustice, in my opinion.
Very injustice.
But hey, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Pray she got good counsel. And
Listen, they will listen to
turn that around.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, we seen them doing more for less.
Yeah.
Final
thoughts.
Final thoughts, man. There's more that needs to be done and needs to be said.
Okay. Yes. Neighborhood Strong. We got some upcoming events coming up, man. Child's Park. If y'all want to get involved, please inbox us. Inbox me, and we'll get to the road. We're gonna hit the road this week.
Right on.
All right. Be the change you want to be. A C. Write down those 5 things. Y'all already know why. Because you want to appreciate life, what make you feel good and giggle, so we don't focus on the negativity that's around us. And stay tuned for Sister You.
Make you lose your shoes.
And shout out around the house.
This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And who else?
I'm just Scamp here being a guest, and I love it.
And I love it. And we out.
Bing, bing.